Are you a content creator looking to make your videos more engaging? Then you know how crucial B roll footage is. But finding the right B roll to complement your original content can be time consuming and frustrating. What if I told you there is a way to automate this process using AI? In today's video, I will show you how to seamlessly use AI technology to quickly find and incorporate the perfect B roll, saving you time and enhancing your videos effortlessly. Let's dive in. So this is the GitHub repo of the open source AI B-roll generator. As you can see, we have a Google Colab notebook here. We will be discussing it next. And we also have the input video which we can use for testing and also the final output video that is generated after running all this notebook available here. And here is the demo if you want to check it out. So let's go to the Colab. Here is the notebook for AI B-roll generator. As the first step, we will install all the required dependencies. The first dependency is installing the Whisper library. This is used to generate captions for your audio. And then we'll also install PyTube. This is used to download a video from a YouTube channel. And then we also have the OpenAI, which is again used for all the AI related tasks. And MoviePay is the library we'll use for doing all the video related tasks, that is video editing. This is the entire workflow that we are going to follow from now. So the first step we will do is we'll generate captions for your input video. We'll be using Whisper library for that. Once we have generated the captions, what we will do is we'll divide it into multiple sentences. And for each sentence, we'll try to identify a keyword which represents that sentence and it can be used to find a relevant video in Pexels library. Why are we doing this? We are doing this because we would want to find a video which can be used as B-roll for that particular sentence and can be used in the final video. So for example, if you see this sentence, AI is used to automate many of the human tasks. If you want to find a keyword which can represent this, we can use a keyword like automation. And how do we know what is the keyword for this? We'll be using OpenAI to identify what is the relevant keyword for this particular sentence. We'll see that later. So once we get the keywords, what we do is we identify and fetch the relevant Pexels videos for these keywords using the Pexels API. And once we get all these videos, we stitch them together into the original video to get the final video. So we'll see how all this works together now. Now we will download the video that is required as input to our AAB roll generator. To download this, we will be using the PyTube library. So you can enter a YouTube URL here that is of your choice, and you can mention what is the file name, and you will be able to download your YouTube video of your choice using this function. And in case if you don't want to do that, and if you just want to upload it directly, you can have the upload directly done from here in your Google Colab notebook as well. Once you get the video, the next step is to extract the audio from it because we would want to generate captions. And for captions, we know we'll be using Whisper, which needs an audio as input. So that is the reason we would convert the video to audio. And for the conversion, we'll be using FFmpeg library. FFmpeg is installed by default in Google Colab, so we don't need to install it anything. We can directly run this command and it will generate the audio. And once you get the audio, you can pass it to Whisper using this code that is present here. First, we need to download the model Whisper model onto our system. I mean, the Google Colab notebook. We'll be using Whisper Medium, but you can choose a bigger, higher size model as well if you are able to support that much compute. So once you load the model, you can give it audio as input and it will be able to generate the captions, which is stored in the result here. Now that we have the captions, the next step is to identify the relevant keywords for these captions. But before that, we will divide these captions into groups of 20. The reason is because we have observed that if the group length is too big, that is, if you have a lot of sentences in your captions, the OpenAI API is unable to generate keywords for all these captions. So, what we'll do is we will divide it into groups of length 20 and we'll pass each one of them in a for loop. So that is what we are doing here. So you need to mention what is your OpenAI key here. Once you do that, we are running a for loop on the previously generated array of captions, each of size 20, and we'll pass each one of them into this prompt. This prompt is useful to generate keywords for these captions. And once you have that, you will be getting the final b-roll data here. Now we have generated keywords for all the captions in our video. The next step would be to identify the relevant Pexels videos for these keywords, and for that one we will be using Pexels API. But before that, what we need to do is we need to select only certain keywords and not the entire keywords for identifying these pixels videos. The reason being, the final video should have some amount of b-roll and some amount of original video. It can't be completely b-roll. So next we will see how we can do that. Using this piece of code, you can control how much of your final video will be b-roll video. So as you can see here, I have kept the value as 0.5, which means 50% of my final video will be b-roll. You can keep it any value of your choice. So once you select that, you will be able to identify the keywords randomly. 50% of your keywords will be chosen for identifying the b-roll. And once those are chosen, what you next do is you call this function, and this function will be responsible for downloading your pixels video using the pixels API. So this is the function. As you can see here, you need to mention your pixels API key here, and it will be able to identify the relevant pixels video and fetch the best video that is matching with your keyword and give it back to you. So this is the final piece of code which is responsible for generating the b-roll video. In this, we start with the entire captions and iterate over them in a for loop. And for each sentence that is present in the caption, we try to see if it has a b-roll or not. If it has a b-roll, we try to create a b-roll clip. And if it doesn't have a b-roll, we try to just keep the original clip. So we know the start and end time for that particular sentence, and based on that, we can create a subclip of the original video and use that if it is not having a b-roll. If it is having a b-roll, what we do is we take the b-roll video and we use this function to create a clip which matches with this duration. Now let's try to understand how this process b-roll clip function works. It takes the b-roll clip and it compares the duration of the b-roll which is downloaded from pixels with the segment duration, that is the sentence duration. And if it is less than the sentence duration, what it does is it keeps looping the b-roll until it matches the duration, and if it is actually bigger than that, it just trims it. Once that is done, it will also resize the b-roll clip to match with the original video size, and we get the final b-roll. We now have a set of clips, that is the b-roll clips and the original video clips, which are stored in the final clips array. What next we do is we concatenate the clips with audio. This is essential because whatever the video is generated, it doesn't have the audio matching so far. So we call this function concatenate clips with audio, and it makes sure that the audio is synced with the video and we get the final video. Once we have that, we write it to the disk using this function, and you can mention what is the audio codec you would want to have. So that is how the entire b-roll generation works. So when you run this command, it will run for a bit of time, so just wait before it gets completed. I hope you liked the video. I will share all the relevant links in description, and for more such awesome content, make sure to like, share and subscribe. I will see you again in the next video. Thank you.